Okay, so I'm ready to get back into this here. And I have wrote some notes down. It's been a while. This is what helped me when my stomach had got real big, and um, I found out all my lab stuff came back, and my scanning came back normal from the doctor. And so I found this book by Dr. William Lee, Eat to Beat Disease, and it helped me out so much. And then to top it off, I continued when I had got to my next workplace, and it was COVID. And so during that time, during the whole beginning of COVID for 2 years, I didn't catch or didn't, get COVID until it was mandatory for me to get the shot. And that's when I got the one shot, and it was like, that's the most dangerous. You get one dose of the J&J. But here's how I'm going to start is by, so how I explain it is there are 5 different things to put in the body each day, right? And that is your defense systems. And up top, like it says, the angiogenesis, the regeneration, the DNA microbiome, the microbiome, the DNA protection, and the immunity, right? And what I had did was, under all the A's, angiogenesis, I went to his gave a basic food plan for each day of the week, right? And so I went through, so I can go, when I go to the grocery store, everything that's A, angiogenesis, like the nectarines, the A for angiogenesis, chicken thighs, capers, halibut, tofu, walnuts, and again, it would be chicken thighs. And so with the tofu, I would go to the list under A for angiogenesis and find something. There's a list of the A angiogenesis foods, and I would switch it out for tofu because I don't eat tofu. I don't want to care to eat tofu. It's not my desire. But there is something else I could substitute that A for, and what I would do, because I'm not too picky, I would, like I did last time, I would take this whole list, these things, and it would be my breakfast, my lunch, my snack, my dinner, my dessert. But I would put it all in my lunchbox. All these things, right? However, if I cook it or if I just eat it, slice it, eat it plain or whatever. And I would do it as a intermittent fasting. So when I was doing this, I was working 4 p.m. to midnight, and everything that was in my lunchbox included this. For example, this would be, like it says Sunday here, but I would take it whatever day. It could be on a Monday, a Tuesday, Friday, whatever, but it would definitely have these 5 things in it because this is what protects the immune system. And so, in addition to that, we'll just focus on this one day, Sunday, right? And you see up top where it says nectarines for the A, angiogenesis. I would go to PubMed and find out if there was any studies on it, any research, or anything gone bad with the nectarines that I needed to know about, and which nectarines to buy, and like today is August, if nectarines are in season right now, because I don't want to get anything that's not in season. And then in addition to that, I would like here because I always forget. I used to forget, but now I know. I'd look for the number on the fruit in the 4-digit numbers if it had a 9 in front of it to make it 5-digit numbers, and if the nectarine, would have a 9 and whatever number in front of it, which would mean it'd be organic. They say they don't do the 8 anymore. It was like for the non-GMO fruits, but they're not doing that anymore. And the difference between the two, like just the 4 numbers without the 9, it says here conventional produce, like grown standard farming methods may include synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, and weed control products, whereas the organics produce is under a stricter guidelines where they don't have those synthetic things, pesticides in them, supposedly. Organic is a cleaner way to eat, but I still, regardless of which one I eat, I try to use a scrub brush, use the vinegar, use the lemon or baking soda to clean it, and then clean it before I slice it, and then stuff like that. All right, the next one will be chicken thighs. And I got chicken thighs on here. No, that's for Monday. I said I was gonna stick to Sunday. So the dark chocolate, right, is under regeneration. And so what I did was, during the time I was doing it before, see, each piece of food I would go ahead and research. And I found out, and then reading this book, and then also looking at other things, it's not just dark chocolate. It's, I think, 72 or 77% or higher. And then the ones that don't have the alcohol in it or something like that, and then take that and look it up for which ones are the best ones and which ones are not. Now, also, when I was doing this, I would look at the way the Jewish ate under some of these foods, the Mediterranean diet, the way they ate, when I would do some of the things from the list here, over the 200 and something foods, and then Dr. Sebi's, the alkaline and all this other stuff. So I was really doing it back then, but and it got very, very frustrating the more and more I found out about food and what they're doing to the food, and so I just gave up. But I'm still on Sunday, and I'm talking about the dark chocolate, so 77% or more, and I would go into Whole Foods. Like, I would go into Whole Foods, I would go into Trader Joe's, I would go into Fry's grocery store, some other grocery stores, and each store I would get this from there, that from there, and the only thing I would really go to Whole Foods were the different smells, like soaps or the dark chocolate, and just like, I remember the halibut fish, because I liked the halibut fish, and get that from there. And I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me finish Sunday. I said the nectarines, the dark chocolate. Okay, the broccoli stems, they are so good. I used to get those from Trader Joe's, which would satisfy the microbiome part. And I found out some stuff I didn't like about that I was reading about the broccoli. But anyway, the salmon for the defense, the DNA protection is, from what I looked up, I only get the wild caught salmon, and I like the big bag from Costco. It's like $40-something, and it lasts a long time, and it's so good, and they come individually wrapped. There's many different varieties of I was gonna say potatoes, but tomatoes is the last one here on Sunday for immunity. And all right, I was like, which phone am I on? All right, so okay, under breakfast it says nectarines and with the yogurt. I don't necessarily go by strict like that. I'll just have all these things, those 5 things in my lunchbox, and eat it the way I want to eat it. There is like he has the broccoli stem and oregano soup. He has a very, very good recipe for that. Let me see. I did make that soup according to his recipe, and it was so delicious. I really enjoyed that. And here it is, the ingredients. Remove the broccoli florets from the stalk, set aside, peel the bark from the broccoli stems, chop the stems into 1/2 inch cubes, keep the florets and stems separate, heat the olive oil. That was very good. And so that's that. And then I just made my list of how I'm going to go to the store and get these items here, so I can fit it into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You know, that's what all of this is. And the chicken thighs, from what I remember, I was reading about it, is the best part of the chicken if you eat that, because I think it's the way they put the steroids in, the injections or stuff like that. I forgot what he said. I would have to read that again, but I do remember that was the best part of the meat. The only breads he had on his list was sourdough bread and pumpernickel. And I like the sourdough bread, and I used to find the stores that, I would Google the stores that made it from scratch. But that's all I'm gonna talk about today on this, as I put it in my brain to start again eating this way. And then, say for example, like I did this Sunday, right? And if I was at work, somebody brought pizza, I would still eat it. If they brought donuts, I would still eat it. But I made sure when I had started this, I would have eaten my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner that was in my lunchbox before I ate that. Like, I wasn't going to deprive myself and not eat something that I saw and I really, really wanted. Oh, I can't have that. No, I'm going to eat it. That's how greedy I am. Anyway, just sharing with you.